Now, a government is ready to announce a new tax on sugary products to fund a healthcare program. The team is working on the first set of goals to secure buy-in from industry stakeholders and launch a strong public campaign to support the mandate. In which three ways can the project build a shared understanding of the project goal with public stakeholders? Now, see, now we have to choose three, right? We have to choose three out of these. Now tell me, will A help you to get a strong buy-in?
No.
Or will help you to get the shared understanding? Now see, let's Santosh, let's read the question again. A government is ready to announce a new tax on sugary products to fund a healthcare program, right? The team is working on first set of goals to secure buy-in from the industry stakeholders, right? So we are trying to get a buy-in and launch a strong public campaign to support the mandate. In which three ways can project build a shared understanding of the project goal with public speaker? Now let's look at A. Can A help in this regard? Create partnership between the government and the industry stakeholders so that industry is prepared to support the change.
Yeah.
See, is
To
it not?
support the change.
What is the change? See, there's a new tax
New
system.
tax in sugar
now,
products, yeah.
right? And why are we launching this tax scheme? To help to fund healthcare programs, right? It's a government news, right? So tell me, if, for example, imagine the same situation happening in country like us. So if we establish, relationship with key industry stakeholders, right? So that they also support us. Will it help or not? Because it's a very, very big, huge program, right? It's a state or country level program. So A will definitely help, right? Now let's look at B. Launch a national survey program to anticipate how, see, you can't do this. Because see, a country or a state is so big, you will get a very different, and you won't be able to take decision at all. Right? See, the question says government is already ready to announce a new tax. They don't have any other option. Now they have to engage and convince people so that everybody support this change. So can I reject B, guys?
Yeah.
Correct.
In a huge country, you can't do this. See, for every decision you take, there will be huge number of people who might be opposing also, right? You can't go by consensus here, right?
But Pankaj, if the country is small, why can't we do that? I'm not taking example of like.
No. You're absolutely right. But see, tell me, if government has decided, because see, government is ready to allow.
That's correct. That's correct.
And this is a very, very important, crucial decision. Now, yes, obviously, yes. In India also it has happened that government has taken a decision, then they step back, right?
Yes.
But but see the question. See the question.
It's decided.
The question is not whether they should take decision or not. The question is, in which three ways can the project build a shared understanding?
Yeah.
Right. Now, see why, and if you look in what happened in India, if you look at what happened in India, remember a year ago a decision was taken back.
Yes.
Right. But tell me, one of the flaw in that was they didn't engage with the stakeholders. They took a decision, then there was an opposition. But tell me, if in the beginning you collaborate, you engage with a set of stakeholders, right?
Correct. Then it is not needed.
Yeah, then it is not needed, right? People would have understand better, right?
Agree.
Now let's see option C. Announce the tax along with an advertisement campaign to educate the country and individual about the benefits.
Yeah, that should be there.
Right? So that should be there.
Yes.
Charlie, so Alpha, Charlie are selected. Now let's see Delta. Inform industry stakeholder that non-compliant business. That can be dangerous, boss. Right?
Yep. That cannot.
Right? See, you are trying to convince people, and right in the beginning you're talking about penalizing and penalties, right? So can I reject D?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can reject.
So
Now,
A,
let's
C, E.
Now, obviously, E is left, so it should be the answer because we have to select 3. Some background noise, please. Here. Use an incremental approach by taxing products with higher sugar content only and explain how this will improve the health result over a period of time. Does it make sense or not? Echo.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So the answers for this should be Alpha, Charlie, and Echo. A, C, and E. Are you okay?
yes.
Yes.
Now, 37th question. During an agile project, key stakeholders are expressing concerns about their lack of involvement. They feel disconnected from the project. The product owner agrees with these concerns and wishes to do something quickly. The iteration is coming to an end. What would be the good way to engage the key stakeholders at this stage? Now, do you think sprint review is a better place for them to understand?
Yeah, either
Yeah,
D or
option
D.
D. Option D, delta.
Correct.
Yeah,
Delta.
option D definitely is a straight correct answer, but can we go through other options also? Alpha,
Yes.
Bravo, and Charlie. Alpha. Arrange the daily stand-up on video so all stakeholders see daily stand-up. They will distract the whole team.
Team flow.
Correct.
Because the purpose is for team to inspect and adapt, not for other people to come, right? So, and plus, daily stand-up does not have any information that is fruitful to key stakeholders, right? No. Sorry, B. So I'm rejecting A. Let's go to B. Arrange a meeting with the key stakeholder to discuss. See, key stakeholders can give feedback on the finished product. See, iteration, if you talk about sprint backlog will have tasks such as user interface, database, business logic. Do you think key stakeholders are interested in looking at that? Because when you say key stakeholders, they're like business users, end users, customers, right? So they want to see something functional, only then they can commit, right? Only they can engage. They can't, right? So this is rejected. C. Invite the stakeholder to join the next iteration planning meeting. Now see, in planning meeting, stakeholders' role is zilch. They are not even needed. See, a sprint planning meeting or iteration planning is independently done by the team, the development team, because they know what they have to do, and there is nothing useful for key stakeholders there. Retrospective is about what went well, what went wrong. More important for the Scrum team as a whole, right? Not for the stakeholders. The best place for stakeholder to collaborate is sprint review or iteration review, right? So the correct answer is delta. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Now, let's go to the next question. A product team has completed 8 of 10 planned iteration for a streamlining project. While refining the backlog for iteration 9, the product owner learns about a massive company-wide budget change and send this email. Right? Dear streamlining project team, the budget change announced yesterday will impact our project. I may need to reprioritize some of our planned work. How should the team lead respond to this situation? 38.
Option B.
Yeah, B seems to be
Bravo.
nearest one.
Right. So do we agree with Bravo, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Bravo. Yes. Now, 39th question. An agile team welcomes a new team member who is unfamiliar with the agile approach. At the weekly demo meeting, this team member becomes visibly nervous when an operations engineer who often criticizes their previous work appears unexpectedly and gives very direct feedback about the prototype. After the meeting, the new team member leaves the room quickly. How should the team respond? Right? How should the team respond? Now, they forget to mention one thing here. They have not mentioned it. But they have to clearly mention here in the exam, and they mention it also. The answer is choose two. We have to choose two.
E should be also comes because the ground rules.
Obviously, yes, right? So
Yeah.
one you
C.
have picked. B you have picked very rightly because it's a part of the ground rule also, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What else? Now see,
E.
now if I say C, hold a team meeting to find out from the other team members what they know about the situation. See, this will not help actually. So I think
Either
it should
option
be
A or E.
no. See, I'll tell you what. B after B, one is B. Another should be ground rules. If I see D, the team lead should reiterate the ground rules at the next retrospective meeting, especially the engagement protocol and right, because we have to coach that guy also who is doing all these things.
Correct.
Right, we have to teach that new guy also, right, who is creating this kind of environment. So things like don't create rumors, or don't make generalized statements, right, or don't respect your colleagues. All this should be part of the ground rules as well, right?
Right.
For example, if there's an issue, how the issue has to be resolved, how the issue has to be communicated, all these are part of ground rules. So the correct answer for this is Bravo and Delta. Right?
Bravo and Delta. Okay.
Delta, yeah.
Pankaj, why not E? I mean, if he is not clear what has exactly happened, that's again a kind of confusion on PM's mind. We always say that communicate and clear the things. But if he's not
Now,
clear,
see, so again, here there are two issues. One is issue, the major issue is operations engineer, right? Now, see, is operations engineer spreading negativity?
yes.
Right? His behavior is not correct, right? Again, the correct behavior should be specified in the ground rules, right? So,
Yeah.
right now, why not E? Let's see. Facilitate a face-to-face meeting between new team member and see. It's not right now. This is this team member, but there are other team members also, right? See, it can happen to other people also, right? Because we have to fix what we have to fix. Who should be taught?
But figuring out own relationship, if somebody, the other guy has no relationship with this guy, then an opportunity is open for him that the engineer might come and disrespect him because he don't have any relationship with him, any kind of. If he has this kind of tendency, operation engineer is the one who needs to be taught that okay, these are the rules and that's how it should be.
हाँ, so ये यहाँ पे D, see this is figuring out, we can figure it out in D. If you see E, facilitate a face-to-face meeting between new team member and the operations engineer, right? This will not help. See, this will not help. Somebody has to coach operations engineer that he has to follow the protocols given in the ground rules, right?
First of all, we need to set up the protocols, and on the basis of that only we can ask him.
Right. Because see, I'll tell you what, in the real time environment, this kind of thing happens fairly often, right? Even very senior guys do all this. Does it happen or not?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even very senior people have done this, right? See what they have given example of operations engineer. Very, very senior people also do this publicly. Does it happen or not? So, but again, see, one of the goal of project management is, to create a good environment as well, right? Because I'll tell you, see, by now you might have seen, people using derogatory statements, people using, uh, you know, uh, things, uh, people making statements which might be offending to others publicly. Does it happen or not?
Yeah.
Right? But again, if you see very precisely, generally when people make this kind of weird uh, comments, right? Uh, he could have be more sensitive, right? This operations engineer. If you don't like something, you can give feedback in a very positive manner, in a very healthy manner also. Such things happen when you have either lack of coaching, number one, or it may happen because of some psychological disorder. This is what I will personally feel. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's correct. And here also it is written like how should the team respond. Okay, so that it should be a teamwork, not like one-to-one discussions may like worsen the situations as well. So it can be
it will obviously see, I have seen this happening. See, see, two people were in conflict, and I did this. See, actually I have done this E kind of option with two people but the conflict was not like this, but they had a conflict. But after when they came out of the room, it was a bigger problem.
I saw that recently, so I agree.
See, I still remember, they no help. So that's why, Santosh, E will not help many times.
Yeah, I got it.
Right? Because exactly almost same situation I faced, right? I also did this. I facilitated a meeting. Let's, you guys should talk and discuss and, sort out all the differences. But they were discussing within a cabin for, 1 hour or so. And after that, when I personally met them, the situation was actually situation worsened.
But Pankaj, D seems to be okay.
Samirji, your voice is breaking. Yes, tell me. Samirji, yes.
How the option B is going to help in this regard? D is understood that the ground rules has to be clarified, but B seems to be very generalized kind of approach like, for this specific issue.
Now, B says allow the team members to figure out their own relationship since this is a self-organizing team. Right? Now, it should be D followed by B. Right.
Here, what is happening, a peculiar behavior comes from one person, and that is causing problem. This is not a team's problem.
So first, Samirji, first thing would be D, right? Followed by B. But if despite this, right, the person who is operations engineer, he doesn't improve, then he require a bigger escalation.
What is my thinking is that instead of having two answers, if just one answer we have to choose, option
Then
D would
D
be
is better. But yes, but they, in PMI, they have given two answers, but they forgot to mention choose two. Yes, D is a appropriate answer. But after you have done D, let the team to self-organize, right? Now, if it is not happening, but yes, D is a better answer for sure. But now tell me, if we talk about the real-time environment, despite the self-organizing team, best people, after doing D and B, can the problem still persist in some scenarios?
Yes.
Yes.
It is possible.
Right? It can still happen. Then who need to be fixed? The operations engineer.
Of course.
देखो कैसे होता है. See, this kind of scenario was there. I was told this. I have faced it earlier with some of my juniors. But the same kind of scenario was there with a guy in Tata Communication. Right? In Tata Communication, one guy was creating this kind of environment. But again, it was at a bigger level, not a team level. It was at an organizational level. Right? And ultimately there was nothing, no way to stop this guy. Things got escalated to Ratan Tata, right? And once Ratan Tata made a visit at this office, right, which is there in Delhi, and he personally spoke to this guy. Afterwards, the guy was completely changed. So obviously, if nothing is working out despite this, there should be a bigger escalation. Somebody senior should warn him, or should silently warn him at least, right? Why his behavior is bad. Now, can we go to the next one?
Yes.
A product owner is reviewing notes from the latest stakeholder meeting. Which two note items should product owner consider as changes to the product backlog?
Bravo and Charlie?
Absolutely. Bravo and Charlie, yes. Yeah. See, can I rule out alpha for this? We are talking about a product owners meeting with the stakeholders, right? And probably they are hinting towards external stakeholders like business people. We are not talking about sprints here. So can I reject alpha as an option, guys?
Yeah.
Now, suppose a team member wrote their brilliant new idea on a yellow sticker and put it on Kanban board, right? Now, tell me, if it's a brilliant idea,
It should be considered.
It should be considered, right? Considered, not, it should be considered at least, right?
Yeah, not implemented. Yep.
Not implemented. Now, see, unprioritized user story. Stakeholder B wants new and improved quality requirement. Should it be considered or not?
Yes.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Issues, but the team has no issues are not meant to win, right? So can I reject D and E?
Yeah.
Right. So let's reject, because they're talking about changes. See, which two note items should the product owner consider as a changes to the product backlog, right? The changes will be these two, Bravo and Charlie, right?
Pankaj, a product owner generally does not decide the items in product catalog.
No. Product owner is owner of product backlog. See, he doesn't decide anything about sprint backlog, right? Team decide what will be there in the sprint backlog, but the ownership of the product backlog lies with product owner. Right? So, ultimately, even how the product backlog will be prioritized, right? See, we have learned many techniques to prioritize the product backlog, like like paired comparison, like 100-point, right, or $100 or weighted shortage of us. But again, despite all these techniques, whatever product owner says should be the ultimate decision on priority. Right? So he owns the product backlog completely.
It is not the project manager who decides the items in
No,
right?
project item. See, project manager, if required, can suggest product owner or guide project owner on what are the available prioritization techniques, right, and which is better. But again, ultimate, see, product owner knows the most about product. Project manager is more an agile project manager is more like a facilitator, right? Now, again, just one point here. See, if you go by Scrum, right? If you go by Scrum, Scrum clearly says in Scrum framework there is no project manager concept. It's only Scrum Master. And if you go individually with agile methodologies and framework, they talk about agile coaches and Scrum Master, right? But PMI is very open. PMI doesn't, endorse any of these methodologies. PMI says, these are the methodologies and framework available, right? And, you can use the way you want based on your own environment, based on your own context. So in PMP exam, many times you will see terms such as agile project manager, right? Sometimes they address agile coach as agile project manager. Sometimes they address it as a project manager only. Sometimes they refer to him as a agile practitioner also, right? But again, the product backlog is owned completely by the product owner. How it should be prioritized, right? Which item should be there, which item should not be there, right? What is the product vision? This is all product owners area. In fact, even project manager will not even have those skills to prioritize the product backlog, right? Do you think project manager or agile coach or scrum master, they have skills to prioritize product backlog?
Yes, sir.
No, they don't have.
Sorry,
Product owner. Yeah, a product owner comes from that background, right? He comes from a business analysis background, or he's a domain expert, so he has a background that is required to prioritize the product backlog. So when it boils down to product backlog, product vision, right, all these things, right, it should be product owner.
Yeah, not a scrum master.
Right. So now let's go to the next question, guys.
I believe B should be the answer. Take a note of this.
Okay.
Option C, Charlie.
Yeah, C. Okay. Okay. So absolutely. See, Charlie is the answer, but let's see
Okay.
a critical project to improve customer service process has failed, right? Even though all the end users were trained on the new service, they rejected the change and continued using their original process. Which of the following actions should the team take?
Sir, C.
Now, if I see, let's go through all of them, right? C is the answer though. Escalate the lack of cooperation to end users. See, this will not work in long run, right? If I see B, take notes of the risk associated with the new implementation, right? Now, see, this can be, but see, we have to choose the first. See, again, right? Again, you can do any of these things, A, B, but later, right? What is the first thing that you will do?
Correct.
Engage the end user community and try to understand their concerns, right? After doing C, what you will do? B.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
Right. And probably, if nothing is working out after a long run, you might require A also, but again, in rare cases, right?
Correct.
But the best answer is yes, C, definitely. Charlie, you have to do engage the end user community and try to understand their concerns, right? So C, Charlie is the correct answer. Are you fine with Charlie, guys?
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Samirji, you missed, scheduling class, right?
Yes, I missed that.
So can we do? See, I have one class planned in the morning on schedule Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yeah, I request you to please be there. I'll explain you, right? I'll call you separately for that class, right?
Okay.
So we'll first cover the scheduling is a bigger class, right? So I know you have missed stakeholder also, but again, scheduling is a bigger class, so I'll talk about that, right?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you, Pankaj.
You're welcome. Now we are at 42nd question. A team lead receives an email from product owner asking for a more precise view of actual time spent on tasks to apply more accurate business value estimates in the product backlog. The team is extremely busy and the deadlines are tight. How should the team lead answer this request?
Option A.
So do you all agree?
Does Sir, team has to update burn down chart?
Now see, let's see the question again. A team lead receives an email from product owner asking for a more precise view of actual time spent on tasks to apply more accurate business value estimates, right? In the product backlog, the team is extremely busy and the deadlines are tight. How should the team lead answer this request? Now, time, right? Progress with respect to time. Where can we see that?
Burn down
Burn down
chart
chart.
daily.
Yeah.
Right? If I see B, ask the product owner to supply team with more. No, not needed.
No.
C, no. D,
No.
no, absolutely. So it's a great, you see, this is something to be done with, work complete with respect to time, right? So it can be either a burn down or a burn, right? So it's
Yeah.
alpha.
Yes, sir. Alpha is the most appropriate distance, but I was just wondering if team updates the burn down, or it's like something which is
See, I tell you,
burn down report will
this is
be.
yeah, very good. This is a very important thing. See, this is a very, very important thing. See, when you talk about burn up or burn down, right? It makes sense. See, specifically burn down, because burn down you do at sprint level. A burn down should be updated on daily basis, right? Now tell me, can we update the burn down after every daily stand-ups or not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? After every daily stand-up, you can complete the burn down. But see, again, apart from team, because it's a daily progress that you highlight in burn down. Apart from team, do you think anybody else can do it?
No.
Yeah, the only challenge is doing it manually is difficult. So, use a tool like Jira or any other agile for burn down.
Okay.
Right? And this can be displayed on any LED device or any dashboard, right?
Okay, so the team in Jira, they can update the status of the task.
And automatically the burn down will be created. Yes.
Okay.
Now,
Okay,
forget about Jira. Even MS Project creates very good burn down charts. All these charts, all this agile implementation can be done in MS Project also.
But the MS Project, the project manager will be doing, no?
MS project manager will be doing, but in agile context, we have to do differently.
Okay, sir.
Burn down up, see, ideally team should update the task progress. But again, system, it all depends on system, right? But in some systems, we can give this responsibility to Scrum Master also.
Okay.
See, नाम MS project है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है project manager आ गया उसके लिए, right?
I was just wondering.
देखो project manager किस level तक involved है. देखो, when the teams are small, a scrum master can be involved, right, in detail. So he can, and the team is extremely occupied. So, updating burn down can be kind of an impediment that, that can be taken care of by Scrum Master, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
But yes, in a client version of a MS project, everybody can't update. But in an enterprise version, right, of the project, उसका enterprise version भी आता है, which is web enabled. तो वहां पे टीम कर देगी. बट अगेन जो नॉर्मल आपने MS प्रोजेक्ट देखा जिसे क्लाइंट में इंस्टॉल करके आप ओपन करते हो, उसमें टीम नहीं कर पाएगी, राइट? उसमें इट विल बी वेरी चैलेंजिंग.
हाँ, वही generally I've seen MS project is like installed on the machine desktop. There's only single interface.
So that is a client
unlike
version.
Jira.
Yeah. But there's a centralized version of MS project also.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Now, Agile team has identified a lot of risk and issues, but the notes seem to be bit unclear, right? The notes are unclear. Which two of the following are risks?
First is A.
The burn down chart is unclear. It has not been updated. So this is a risk, right?
Option C, Charlie should be there.
Option C, the vision statement is misunderstood, resulting in flawed requirement, right? This is a huge risk, not a risk, right? This is a huge risk or not?
Yeah.
Right, this is a huge risk. If I see B Bravo, the new DevOps toolchain may be ready during this iteration. Unrelated, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the tech lead for the project has resigned from the company. No. A senior VP has indicated that there is an additional requirement, right? This is also no. We have to choose two, right? I'm just highlighting it because PMI के document में इसका answer गलत है. See, I think the answer should, even Mohit was right. If we have to select two, right, the two answers should be Alpha and Charlie.
Correct.
Right, Alpha and Charlie.
Yeah.
Right, मैं इनकी key में भी ठीक कर देता हूँ. I have hidden like the key. Just a second.
What is the answer on the PMI document?
मैं unhide कर रहा हूँ. मैं unhide कर रहा हूँ एक मिनट.
अच्छा, okay.
Sorry. गलत है लेकिन आंसर 100%.
So you'll have to select D and G to unhide. Select two columns.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Because here,
select
what actually meant by notes? But the notes seem to be
any discussion notes.
Okay.
Any discussion notes?
Yeah.
Now see, the answer they have given is BC.
E.
Yeah, B is irrelevant totally.
Yeah. But देख लेते हैं. Burn down chart is unclear. An agile team has a lot of risk and issues, but notes seem to be bitten. Which two? Okay. The burn down chart is unclear, right? It has not been updated, right? So it's obviously it's a risk because you will not be able to reflect.
Yes.
But again, thing is the progress.
But if the progress is like shown something wrong or unclear, that is creating issue.
I think the option D could be a reason for this because the technical person has resigned and it is there is a vacuum
Probably
on that front.
Yeah.
The tech lead for the project has resigned from the company. And so we have to see. See again, C should be C. C is for sure 100%.
Yes, C for sure.
That is
C
right. We have to choose between Alpha. The new, again, I'm just looking why they said B. The new DevOps toolchain may be ready during this iteration. Okay.
No, if at all they had called only for risk, Pankaj, then I would go with a B because of new chain. But they're also talking of risks and issues, right?
Issues, right? Yes, yes. Risk and issues also, right? Yes. No, but again, the question is which two of the following are risks? The question is only risks.
Yeah, if that's the case, then option B should be
No,
correct.
I think yes. They're correct.
Because
See,
option D is more of an issue, right? He's already
yes,
left, he has resigned it.
yes. See, even if you see alpha, guys, alpha is alpha a risk or an issue?
It's more of an issue.
It's an issue.
Issue.
Right? Even alpha is an issue, right?
Correct.
Even alpha
Correct.
is an issue, not risk,
Issue.
right? Now, see, obviously, if any DevOps tool change, right? If there's a new DevOps change, the team has to align, right? So there can be many changes. Are we skilled enough to use the DevOps tool chain? See, DevOps tool chain is about, continuous integration, continuous deployment, right? We discussed, right? In Agile. Now, to use those tools, team should be ready. And, so in order for team to be ready, you should note it as a risk so that, any kind of risk here should not turn into issues. So I think PMI's answer is right from the risk perspective. It should be Bravo and Charlie.
Yeah.
Right? So, and rest of the items are more like a issue, right? So can I hide the answers now?
Yeah.
So the correct answer is Bravo and Charlie.
But Pankaj, when you say that something is at risk, it means we are telling that something we may miss if those things continue.
Yeah. It's a new technology. It's a new technology which is deployed, right? We have to stay on top of everything so that we don't do any goof up here. So let's mitigate this risk of new implementation.
Then how it is at risk?
When
you say that the new DevOps tool chain may be ready, you are talking about a good thing happening.
कोई भी new cheese, see, any new change is a risk or not? Now, I'll take very simple example. Suppose you use a automatic car, right? A car with automated gears, right? Now, if you are told to drive a manual car, so will not you be cautious initially?
Of course.
Right? So any change. Now, in fact, I personally feel, I'm used to one manual car, but when I am given an automatic gear, I am slightly, I feel slightly disturbed, right? So again, any new change can be a source of risk. So it should be managed, right? And plus, whenever you talk about risk, it's always, probability of happening, right? So see, if any new technology is introduced, will there be some probability of risk or negative impact?
Yeah.
Right. So that's why, and they have clearly said which of the following are risk. If I say first one, issue, right? If I see D, issue, right? E is not a risk. It's, plus a senior VP has indicated that there are additional requirements, right?
Because my question is, when we say risk, it means something is going to be lost. Something good is going to be lost.
No, it can be something bad or good. See,
positive and negative, right?
Yeah, any uncertain event, right, which can be a threat or an opportunity, right? Now, risk can be any uncertain event, right? Threat means if it happens, the impact is negative. Opportunity is if it happens, the impact is positive.
With respect to B,
both
it is mentioned that the new DevOps tool chain may be ready. So being ready is a good thing. It is not at
risk. It's a good thing, yes. See, so yeah. So, it's ready. So, see, a team who is used to do manual deployment and they're given an automated deployment, it's not so easy to handle.
Okay.
It's not so easy to handle. See, again, automation at deployment level and release level is difficult, and there are many challenges.
Okay.
Right? That's why.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Now, 44th, a project manager shifts to an agile approach for a project with an aggressive go-to-market timeline. The project manager needs to revise the stakeholder engagement plan so that it follows agile principles. What should the project manager take? Sorry.
I think B is the answer.
Yeah, because it's
Bravo.
mentioned like the project manager needs to revise the engagement plan. So, yeah.
Option D, delta.
Okay, so again, see, since we have not done this chapter. Yeah, see, I'll tell you what. See, this actually your understanding was correct, but definitely the answer was wrong because we have Samirji also have not done stakeholder engagement, right? And Mohit has also not done stakeholder engagement.
Right.
So see again, how closely you have to interact with the stakeholder, right? What kind of relationship you have to have with the stakeholder? It is defined in stakeholder engagement matrix. It's a very important document, right? That we are going. Some people have done stakeholder engagement here, right? So for them it is easy. Update the stakeholder engagement matrix, right? Now, if you want, I can show you a stakeholder engagement matrix so that you understand what is it all about. A project manager shifts to an agile approach for a project with an aggressive go-to-market timeline. The project manager need to revise stakeholder engagement plan so that it follows agile principles, right? Now, can I quickly show you a stakeholder engagement matrix, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a kind of a revision for people who have seen.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is a stakeholder engagement plan. Can you see stakeholder engagement plan?
Yeah.
Now, stakeholder engagement matrix or stakeholder engagement assessment matrix is a very, very important component of stakeholder engagement plan, right? Now, can you see the first item of the stakeholder engagement plan? This is desired and current engagement level, right? What is the current engagement level of key stakeholders? But going forward as we transition to agile, what will be the engagement required, right? In this question's context. So what will be the desired level after, with agile transformation, what is the current engagement level? This is displayed in a stakeholder engagement assessment matrix. Now, how does this matrix looks, right? This matrix looks like this. Now, can you see this? For example, right, stakeholders one, right? He can be any business user. Currently, what is this? This C means his current engagement level. Currently, even he's unaware, he participates very less, right? Right. But again, after, when you in agile transition, this guy has to be supportive. He has to collaborate on regular basis. So his desired engagement level should be supportive, right? Similarly, current engagement level of stakeholder two, he's more like neutral, but his desired is supportive. Stakeholder three, current also supportive, desired, right? This is one example, but this mapping, whether a stakeholder is okay to be unaware or is he a blocker, now we have to make him. So, this matrix talks about the current engagement level, whether a stakeholder is unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, or leading, right? And in the interest of the project or after the transformation, how would you like to see the desired engagement level of the person? So this is displayed in stakeholder engagement assessment matrix or a stakeholder engagement matrix.
So D stands for desired and C is the current.
Current, yes.
Current means it is already there.
Yes, yes. Current means this is a see. I'll tell you. See, for example, what happens, right? If you talk about traditional contracting, right, like predictive and incremental models, right, they're more negotiation based, right? So many times, many of the stakeholders will not even interact with the team, right, on regular basis. But when you're doing a agile transformation, you need the regular support. So desired will be supportive.
And in stakeholder 3, you have mentioned D and C both. What
Yeah.
is D?
So see, currently also this guy is supportive, and we want him to be supportive. We want to continue seeking his support. So that's why the current and desired for this stakeholder 3 is same. So again, it's just a dummy one, right?
Yeah.
There may be a stakeholder who might be supportive, but desired might be leading also, right? There might be some stakeholder who are resistant, but you need his support, right? So desired might be supportive, or at least somebody is acting as a blocker. You want to at least have desired level as a neutral, right? You don't want blockers in the project.
Correct.
This relationship is established through stakeholder engagement assessment matrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, can I go back to the questions?
Sure.
Now you can rethink about this answer. A project manager shifts to an agile approach for a project with an aggressive go-to-market timeline. The project manager needs to revise the stakeholder engagement plan so that it follows agile, right? So should he update the stakeholder engagement matrix component of the plan?
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Yes, yes. D is the right answer.
True.
Now, a project manager is working on a data center migration project and is developing schedule management plan, right? The project was planned to last 40 days and the project sponsor wanted in 35. So is it a schedule compression being done? Right?
Yeah.
Schedule compression is required. Which action should the project manager take to avoid?
Pankaj, I have one background question. May not be directly related to this question. The project manager and product owner. तो वो डिफरेंस थोड़ा सा
बहुत अलग है. देखो प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर को समीर जी आप स्क्रम मास्टर से तो फिर भी कंपेयर कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज स्क्रम मास्टर कैन बी टेकन एज अ जूनियर प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर, राइट? और बिकॉज स्क्रम मास्टर इज मोर लाइक अ डिलीवरी मैनेजर, राइट? प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर मैनेजेस अ प्रोजेक्ट, वो तो फिर भी ले सकते हैं. But product owner is a guy who understands the product. Now, what all roles can be related to a product owner? देखो, आपने product manager का नाम सुना होगा, right? Product manager can be related to product owner. आपने business analyst सुना होगा, it can be related to product owner. You might have heard about functional consultants in ERP implementation. Like when you implement SAP, we have functional consultants, right? Who understand the domain. They can be taken as a product owner.
Okay. So product owner is a higher position than project manager.
So higher up, I don't know. See, powerful hai because he has accountability of the whole product backlog.
Yes.
And a lot of
he has.
जैसे मैं बताता हूँ, जैसे आपका जो बैकग्राउंड है वो कंस्ट्रक्शन प्रोजेक्ट का है समीर जी.
जी.
तो अगर कंस्ट्रक्शन कोई सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी के लिए कोई प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट टूल बनाएगी, राइट? तो दे विल प्रेफर टू हायर पर्सन लाइक यू हु हैज अ एक्सपर्टीज ऑन दैट एरिया.
Okay. Yes.
See, for example, lot of people from banking domain जो बैंक में काम कर रहे हैं बहुत सालों से, right? Yeah, or people who are working in insurance domain, they come to me, Pankaj, how can we migrate to IT? So, for them, it is the safest way to migrate. Because see, imagine a person working for so many years in banking, understand nitty-gritties of the domain, right? He understands what the product should be all about. Same is the case with insurance. So they can always migrate.
So the person from that domain will become the product owner.
Yes, because that is required. देखो जिसको domain के understanding हो, see again, what is the role of product owner? owning the product backlog and ensuring that it always represents maximum value in terms of money. Somebody who owns the vision. जो domain से आया बंद, the person who has come from the domain can only understand this.
Correct. So this is okay. Then the project manager, the role of project manager
is
in
to manage.
practice.
Sir,
Yes.
we need to do day-to-day management.
But in the agile
agile में भी
context,
change. agile में facilitator हो जाएगा. देखो, सब
वो
कुछ
स्क्रम
चाहिए.
मास्टर की तरह हो जाएगा.
हाँ, बस इतना है कि उसका जो रोल प्रोसेस ओरिएंटेड ज्यादा होगा. देखो, जैसे कि are people completing their burn down charts on regular basis? Are people holding daily stands on daily basis? Is Kanban board updated on regular basis? Right? Plus, does team need any kind of help? Are there any impediments on their way? How can I help? These things.
And he is not a member of any agile team.
Any?
मतलब वो agile team का कोई member नहीं है. He is.
नहीं, he is a member of a Scrum team, not a development team. देखो, एक चीज है development team. Development team में तो खाली developers है. जब हम Scrum team की बात करते हैं, Scrum team will be a product owner, right? Scrum team will be a product owner, then Scrum master and the development team.
Scrum master and development team. Yes. So he'll be the Scrum master here in the role of Scrum master.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Just a second, guys.
So what's the answer for this?
It will leads option C, Pankaj.
Yeah,
Lead
option
will help you to accelerate, right?
So can also do A, na?
A or C, yeah.
A and C.
Schedule amendments. A.
So what should be the answer, guys? Sorry.
Option C.
A or C, right?
A and C.
Now, see, a project is working on data center migration project and is developing the schedule management plan. The project was planned in last 40 days and the project sponsor wants to get it done in 35. Which action should the project manager take, right? Now, there are two ways. There are two ways to compress. First of all, are we talking about compressing the schedule from 40 to 35 days?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, see, there are two ways to compress the schedule, right? One is by adding more number of resources, which is called as crashing, right? By adding more number of resources, can we compress the schedule?
Yep.
Yes.
Right? And this is called as crashing. The second is by doing activities in overlap. When you do activities in overlap, then also the schedule can be compressed. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, let's look at this. Now, see, let's look at all the options. First option.
The second one is a fast tracking, right, Pankaj? What you said, having more resources.
Yeah, when we overlap and compress the schedule, this is called as fast tracking. Absolutely right. Now, if you see option A, right? Crash activities that are not in critical path. See, obviously, we have to actually crash activities on the critical path. Right? So this is wrong. So this not makes it wrong. See, because critical path is actually a project schedule, right? Increase the, see, we are talking about decreasing. Why should we increase? So I am rejecting alpha bravo, right? Using lags will further delay. देखो lag का मतलब क्या होता है? Delay. जैसे हमने see what we suppose, you know, when we cement a wall, do you immediately start painting the wall or you wait for some time for wall to get dry? You wait. That is lag.
Yeah.
So the answer is C, Charlie, lead. Is that okay?
Pankaj, just a generic question, Pankaj. Of late, still there are questions with pertaining to, to find out the critical path. Still, the similar questions are coming up of late.
See, I'll tell you what. See, again, you know, in exam, there will be very less number of questions like this, right? But again, you should prepare because this is an important topic, right? You know, this is an important topic. You see, we do all these things in depth still, but in exam there are less number of questions.
Okay.
Right.
But Pankaj, here the leads and lags, how you are going to use it for this purpose? I couldn't understand the answer.
Because you will understand it better on Monday because we'll do all this thing, critical path and all, right? But again, see, tell me if Samir, sometimes when you have to compress the schedule, do you overlap activities? Yes. So overlapping the activity is called as lead.
Okay.
So when you overlap activities, for example, requirements and design. So instead of starting design when requirement is 100% complete, you will start designing requirement. You will start designing after requirement is, let's say, 60% complete. So have you overlapped requirement and design?
Yes.
So when you do this kind of overlap, the schedule gets compressed. Right?
Then the same thing can be done in option A, crash activities that are not on the critical path.
See, crash activities, absolutely right. By adding resources, you compress. But a schedule is, if the activities are not on critical path, schedule is not impacted. So this not makes it wrong. Now, if it was crash activities that are on critical path, absolutely correct answer.
Okay.
Right? And you will get more clarity on Monday when you learn crashing, fast tracking, project network diagram, and critical path.
Yeah. Okay.
So, can we go to the next question?
Yes.
Now, try this. A new product is released by a company when the customer identifies performance issues with the product, right? The project manager investigate and realize that cost of quality methodology should have been used to estimate the cost, right? Assuming the customer has identified an issue, which category of cost of quality should the project manager be referring to? See, customer is external, right? Now, can I explain you this? Because many of you might not be aware of these categories. See, does quality comes with a cost or not?
Yes.
Now, corresponding to quality, we have some prevention cost, right? For example, you train people, you coach people on processes, you create processes to prevent mistakes from happening, right? Or bugs from happening, right? That is called as prevention cost. Then, external cost is, any bug detected by the external customer, right? Is an external cost. Now, do you do inspection, testing, and reviews or not?
Yes.
Right? That is appraisal cost, right? Now, cost benefit analysis is not a part of cost of quality, right? It's a separate thing. So you have to choose between prevention, external, and appraisal. Is it now, if it is a bug detected by customer or not?
Yes.
If it's a customer identified issue, should it fall under the category of external?
Yes.
Again, Pankaj?
Right. So see, this is a customer detected issue. So can I?
External. Yeah. Option B.
Option B, bravo, right? Now, if the question was like this, right? In order to prevent mistakes from happening or issues from happening or bugs from happening, you have created a training plan, right? Or a new process. Which would have been the answer in that case?
Prevention.
Prevention. No, appraisal is testing. Any kind, right? Any kind of testing, inspection is an appraisal, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to the next question now. Now, question number 47, right? It is based on, I think, some good practices also.
This type of cost of quality aspects, like whether it is preventive or appraisal or external, this concept, did we study in our course?
Yes, we studied. Remember, we studied quality management, 7 quality control tools, right? And we did a economic conformance level graph also.
Yes.
Right. So there we studied this. Right. If you want, I can quickly show you that table, right? So
but such terminologies we didn't use actually.
We used actually. I'll show you. I'm just showing you the chart quickly. Just a second. Right. This is the graph. Now you can quickly go through cost of quality components. Right. So there is a cost of conformance, which is called as cost of good quality. There's a cost of non-conformance, which is a poor quality. Now, within cost of good quality or conformance, can you see appraisal and prevention? Appraisal is about verification and validation testing, right? And in cost of poor quality, you might be seeing internal failure cost and external failure cost, right? Now, in this question, we are talking about it, right? Perfect.
Right. Thank you.
Now, can we do this question 47? A product owner is collaborating with a team lead to refine the product backlog, right? They need a better way to prioritize the backlog because the current stakeholder could not agree while using the Moscow technique. The product owner decides to create a matrix and identify value as the first axis. Which 2 items should work on the second axis?
Time and effort.
Effort is time actually. Time.
So, yes, you're right. See, again, this is a very important question. Suppose, we have to prioritize based on, can we prioritize a product backlog item based on value and risk? Can we prioritize?
No.
No. So again, first we'll talk about effort and risk. Can we prioritize based on value and effort? Remember, weighted shortest of first was a direct answer. Value by size, right? So B is correct, right? Now how? See, tell me which requirement should be a high priority? High value, high risk, or low value, high risk?
High value, high risk.
Now, high value, high risk should be the highest priority. Now, see, let me show you. Right? First, you do high value, high risk item. Then you do high value, low risk item. Right? Now, then you do low value, low risk item. And then you don't even do low value, high risk items. Right?
Correct.
Now, there is a, if you want, I can show you graphically how does it looks. How do you prioritize based on risk and value? Let me show you once again, right? This is how you prioritize based on value and risk. I'm just showing you prioritization chart. Just a second, guys.
So this is based on which concept?
Prioritization, right? See, I'm just showing this PPT. Remember, we went through this prioritization technique, Moscow. right? Moscow didn't work here. So, then we have other techniques like paired comparison, 100-point weighted shortage of first, right? This is effort by size, right? Now, this is a risk and value relationship, right? This is also called as risk triage. Now, tell me, do you agree with this? This relationship between risk and value? See, high risk, high value should be done first, right? That's why, see, if high risk, high value should be done first. For example, if you talk about any important feature, right? Any important feature which is like must to have, is it not high risk, high value? If it is not there, customer will be highly dissatisfied. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Then second priority should be low risk but high value. And the third should be last, in fact, should be low risk, low value. And won't you prefer to avoid high risk, low value?
Yes.
Right? So you can avoid high risk, low value. Right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
This is how, so these are the two ways you can prioritize. Now guys, what should be the answer? Now look at the question and answer.
Risk and impact.
Risk
And effort, not impact, effort. See, risk is this one. One is risk.
Right.
Now, look at weighted shortage. There was another method that we discussed, weighted shortage job first, right? Remember this one? I'm just showing you. We did this method also.
Yes.
Right? This is cost of delay was value, and what was this job duration? This was size.
Right.
And size and efforts are related, right? Now tell me, which project will you do? High value, low effort, or high value, high effort?
high value,
low effort. High
low
value,
effort.
right?
Okay,
That
yeah.
will be
So
the
option
choice.
B will be there.
Yeah, option B will be there. Yes, absolutely. So Alpha, Bravo are the two choices here, right? Now, can we go to the next question?
Yes, Pankaj.
Yeah.
Now, an organization's policy states any change requested on a project that exceeds certain amount and or complexity must adhere to the organizational policy and procedures, right? The project manager just received an urgent change request CR from the customer and they want it added to the change control board CCB agenda scheduled for tomorrow. However, the CR is incomplete, change request is incomplete. What should the project manager do?
Option B.
Option
Bravo.
Option C, the CR is incomplete.
Okay. CR is incomplete, right? What should the project manager do? So don't you think it should be A, Alpha?
Analysis. First step, they should analysis, right?
Because the CR in every change request, there is a detailed impact analysis. How change will impact business case, how change will impact time, cost, and other risks, right? So as per the organization, right? As per the change control board, right? It is incomplete and they have returned it to the project manager. So don't you think A, Alpha should be the answer for this?
But analysis based on the incomplete information.
No. You have to complete it. The information is incomplete and you have to complete it now. See, if the CR is
Pankaj, makes sense. Yeah.
You have to
So you
complete
start
it
gathering more information.
Yeah. See, you have to gather more information, right? And see let's read this line. The project manager just received an urgent change request from the customer and they want it added to the change control board agenda scheduled for tomorrow. However, the CR is incomplete. So it has not even gone to the CCB, but I am receiving a CCR which is incomplete. Should I complete the analysis or not?
Can I complete the analysis on the incomplete CR?
I have to trigger the additional analysis. Right now, see, somebody answers C also, right? It can't, see, tell me, should you take any incomplete CR to CCB? So first of all, can I rule it? Can I reject B?
Yes.
B and D are rejected. So we can only make choices between Alpha and Charlie, right? Now, Alpha and Charlie, because see, can customer do analysis?
No.
You have to, because see, you can understand what is the implication on the overall functionality. You can understand what will be the impact on the time and cost, right? So can I reject C also? See, customer can only say, I need this change. You have to come. The impact analysis has to be done by project manager, right? And the team. Yes or no?
Right.
Right? So it should be Alpha for sure.
That is to be sure, but Pankaj, like for change request, when it is incomplete, like whether we should like approach to the customer to learn why it is required, what is the reason. So of course it's additional analysis.
Yeah, obviously, and that's a part of additional analysis.
Yeah,
that's a part, right?
Correct.
Right. So this should be Alpha. Right? Is that okay? So guys, can we wind up the session here today? We'll catch up tomorrow again at the same time.
Sure.
Sure.
I just don't want it to be more than 90 minutes, right? So we'll catch up tomorrow at this time, same time, 6:30 again. And Samir, I'll call you at around 11:30 for schedule management and stakeholder, right?
Okay.
Perfect, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.